The Forex market never sleeps, and neither do I. So let's go and see what the charts have to show us. Now, if you're new to the channel, my name is Nick, and I'm a top author on TradingView with over 260k reputation points. And every day I share a lot of free education and analysis on this channel. So make sure that you subscribe, and I will see you on the charts. Okay, so let's make a full breakdown of the situation that we currently have on AUD and ZD, which at the moment is showing very interesting price action. What I will be doing is, as usual, first looking at the technical side of this market from a multi-time frame analysis perspective. We will then go and see what we have when it comes to the COT data, so the commitment of traders, which is basically what hedge funds and the non-commercials in the market are doing. And by the end of the video, by using a combination of these two different types of analysis, we will try to understand where we have the highest probabilities for a potential move here on the pair. Now, starting from the monthly, what we can see is that at the moment we have just created a strong impulse to the downside, followed by this correction, which has just tested this previous monthly support here and again support here, which obviously now that the market has broken it to the downside is turned resistance here. And as we're testing and rejecting this previous support or resistance, we can expect the market to provide more continuation to the downside. Now, in general, after an impulse, if you want to measure the correction, you have to take your Fibonacci from the high to the low of the impulse leg. And we can see how the market here has just retraced to the zone, which is in between the 50% and 0.618 of the Fibonacci taken on this monthly impulse, which is a quite strong resistance and supply zone that we can expect the market to reject to the downside. Dropping down on the weekly, what do we see? Now here on the weekly, we can see how the market at the moment is testing strong weekly demand and support. In fact, we can see how this area here was acting as support here. The market then broke it to the downside, retested it here, rejected it to the downside, then the market broke back above that zone, and at this point we are about to test this previous resistance turn support from which we can expect the market to provide a rejection to the upside. So on the weekly we can expect short-term bullish price action for a rejection to the upside, before then obviously the continuation to the downside, as we have already seen that is very possible from a monthly from the monthly time frame. Just a quick thing, make sure that you like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments below any suggestions for new videos. Dropping down the daily time frame, what do we see now here on the daily? We can see that in printing this move to the downside, the market has also started creating an M pattern. In fact, we have the move to the upside, move back down, move back up, and then the move to the downside. Now, in general, after the creation of an M pattern, what you want to see is the market create a move to the upside to go and complete the pattern at the previous support turned resistance, meaning that here on the daily time frame, there is definitely the possibility for the market to create a move to the upside to complete the pattern at this previous support turn resistance, or at least to retrace to the 0.382 of the Fibonacci taken on this daily impulse. We can also notice how at the moment we are testing strong daily demand and support. From here, all this move to the upside was created. At the moment, we're testing this exact same demand and support, so a rejection to the upside seems quite likely as well. Going on the COT side, what do we have? Now, if we check the COT data, we can see how for the AUD, we are currently quite bearish with minus 87k net positions. However, we can see how we have just started closing the shorts, which indicate that a potential correction before the continuation seems quite likely. Otherwise, we would continue to see shorts getting added. And if we go and see what we have on the NZD, we can see how the NZD went from a negative net positioning to a positive net positioning, meaning that we went from having more shorts than longs from an institutional perspective to currently having more longs than shorts, with a 20.4k longs and 11.7k shorts. So there is definitely the possibility here to see more continuation to the downside in the long term. But if we look at what happened, we can see how we did get shorts added with the last two reports and net positions getting decreased, which shows that we have quite good correlation from what we expect and what we're seeing here from a COT perspective. Long-term bearish AUD NZD fueled by the strength of the NZD, but short-term bullishness of AUD NZD for a short-term correction, fueled by the short-term weakness of the NZD, and we can see in fact how the net positions are decreasing. So a potential rejection to the upside seems definitely a possibility. So how we will be approaching this potential short-term longing opportunity here with students? Now, as usual, we will be reactive and not predictive. The monthly, weekly, and daily combined with the COT data, those are the best time frames from a directional perspective. However, when it comes to confirmations and entries, the best time frames are the intraday time frames, so 4 hour and lower. Therefore, with students, we will be monitoring price actions from an intraday perspective during this move to the downside, waiting for the market to shift from an intraday bearish market as we have right now to an intraday bullish market. And only if the market will shift from an intraday bearish to an intraday bullish market, only at that point we will be adding AUD and ZD to our watch list. And as soon as the market will provide to us one of our valid entries, we will be looking for a potential nice long with a good risk to reward and good probabilities at that point for the move to the upside and for the market to retrace at least to the 0.32 of the Fibonacci taken on this daily impulse. If you enjoyed the video, make sure that you smash that like button and comment below. It really does support the creation of more free analysis education and updates for all of you. You can also go and check out the mentorship program. The link is in the description. It's a very complete program. First, you learn all the rules of my rule-based strategies. Then every single day you get a new daily market breakdown showing you how to apply the strategies in live market. And you also get your questions answered every day in the daily Q&A session. So it's a very complete program. I really suggest that you go and check it out. The link is in the description and I will see you in it.